So I was searching and I had seen this article about a grandma who was a police, was on the police force, had been having narcotics being sent to her house since 2015 and just recently got caught. And so I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought I would share it with you. There's just 2 articles. They're fairly short, but I'll play both of them back to back so you can kind of see what I'm talking about.
City police have arrested another person in connection with druggings and robberies that led to at least 2 murders. And in Northern California, the executive director of the San Jose Police Officers Association is accused of distributing drugs all over the country. So we're going to actually start with the West Coast story. My goodness, 64-year-old Joanne Segovia appeared in a federal courtroom on Friday after investigators charged her with attempting to bring illegal synthetic opioids into the country from overseas. The drug was a form of fentanyl, one of the leading causes of overdoses in the United States. Prosecutors say Segovia was involved in a national distribution scheme using both personal and office computers to order the illegal substances. In initial police interviews, Segovia denied her involvement and instead blamed it on her housekeeper. The San Jose Police Officers Association said Thursday that they are conducting their own internal investigation into Segovia's activity at the organization. She has been released without bail under strict conditions from the judge. Her next hearing is set for April 28th. Let me bring back in Brian Buckmeyer to talk about this. So, Brian, Segovia's organization is against everything that she is being charged with. What do you take away from the case?
I take away that they're not watching their own. Segovia was bold enough and was able to not just use her personal computer, but her work one as well to order drugs internationally. The San Jose police may not have known what Segovia was doing, but to be able to use police resources to further the fentanyl epidemic in this country is disturbing, to say the least. We're all told to look at the southern border and this is how it's coming in, but no, it seems to be coming from this police force. Now, I'm curious as to why no bail was set. This seems like a serious crime to me, and one that a judge would set some amount of bail. I'm worried that this could be a foreshadowing of Segovia getting a different type of justice that others would have received.
Okay. Continues to unfold in the Bay Area's biggest city. The San Jose Police Union executive arrested for trafficking drugs was in court today.
Her name, 64-year-old Joanne Segovia. She's the executive director of the Police Officers Association. She was charged and then released today. Here's NBC Bay Area's Robert Honda.
Well, there was, as usual, no cameras allowed in the federal courthouse today. Joanne Marion Segovia was tearful and subdued as she faced a judge magistrate, and she still seemed that way as she left the courthouse a short while ago. The usually upbeat Joanne Segovia officers and citizens are used to seeing at the San Jose POA offices is not acting that way anymore. The 64-year-old, who turned herself in this morning, left the courthouse with her attorney just hours after being released without bond, but under the supervision of the federal court. Segovia was arrested and charged with importing and selling drugs, including fentanyl, from October 2015 to January of this year. Court documents show at least 61 drug shipments were mailed to her home from India, China, and other foreign countries, then shipped out to dealers in other states. The documents indicate Segovia sometimes used her POA office computer for the transactions. She and her attorney declined to comment, but the details of the case have even legal experts stunned.
Whether it's careless or, as a result of she's high when she's doing it, it's crazy. Either way, it's crazy for somebody in law enforcement or connected to law enforcement, use law enforcement services to commit a federal crime.
The POA and the police chief have told NBC Bay Area that Segovia had an office manager role and did not make any key decisions or have access to files or records. But police watchdog Silicon Valley Debug and other groups are clamoring for a full investigation anyway.
The irony of them trying to say it was just her, it's not us, and for the public to accept that logic, well, if it was the shoe on the other foot, and they're investigating an organization where one individual was alleged to have initiated this criminal activity, the entire organization will be held responsible. As such, I would expect the public to hold them to the same standards they hold others to, and the entire organization should be responsible.
When things are right in front of us, sometimes we just don't see the truth, because who would have ever thought? Who would have ever thought that the head of the San San Jose Police Department Association would be dealing large amounts of controlled substances and importing them from India and China.
Yeah, so I thought this was pretty interesting. She had gotten away with it for almost 8 years, and then they had that last one that she did, I think it was 62, the 62nd one that she had sent to her house, they ended up catching her. But she's only been to one court hearing. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out if she has been sentenced yet or not, because it did happen quite a few months ago, but it's just not popping up on my thing. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with an update.